right at it.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatic. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the goal. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they here on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that God in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the building. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home the truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he get them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now, you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them, which they are too. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. That should be 12. All right, let's get the most high hand. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathum, Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'Shem Yahushua to the sisters. We are here for scripture breakdown. Captain Gadahar will be here shortly. If you have any questions in the chat, if you have any questions in the room, please hold your questions until Captain Gadahar arrives, and we're gonna rock this out real quick. All right. So just starting off, let me get that precept, Matthew 24:6.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Shall hear wars and rumors of wars, right? So let's just go into this time period that we're looking at right now. Are we hearing about wars right now? Are we hearing about rumors of wars? So we're in war and we're hearing about wars to come, right? So this is why it's extremely detrimental for our people to get into this truth. You know what I'm saying? Because all the signs that we see that are written in this book of Christ's return is happening right in front of us. Right? Go ahead, keep going.
See that ye be not troubled.
So when he says, see that he be not troubled, who's he speaking about?
Israel.
Israel, all of Israel?
God.
You sure?
God.
So you think that IUIC should feel troubled right now? What about Christians? So who's he speaking about?
Those who are not in truth.
He's talking about those that are in the truth.
Right. What I'm trying to say, even though we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group, they are Israelites.
Yeah, they are Israelites. But the thing about it is, we, as us being in the truth, we shouldn't feel trouble. We just need to hold it down. We need to, you know what I mean, continue to keep this wall of faith. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that we continue to keep serving the Lord through hell and high waters. It doesn't matter what we see that's going on the outside. We know why it's happening. You know what I mean? That's why we get this understanding. Now, as far as the trouble for the people who are, let's say, okay, if you're completely ignorant to the truth and you're Israel, okay, that makes sense. But if you like somebody who had your opportunity to, you know what I mean, do what you was, especially like you somebody that dropped your sword, there's something that you need to be troubled about. You know what I'm saying? You definitely need to feel that trouble because it's like you ain't got too much time left to get it right. You know what I mean? So he's definitely talking about the ones who have been holding it down. Because the ones who haven't been holding it down, the ones who abandoned their brothers, the ones who betrayed their brothers, the ones that are still out here sleeping with their brothers' ribs, you know what I mean, selling drugs to their brothers, they got something to worry about. They have something to be troubled about because Christ's return is going to be. A lot of people think that, like, just going into the mindset of somebody that's in the world, a lot of people think the day of the Lord is hugs, singing, praise, dancing, and all of that nature. You know what I mean? They don't understand the destruction that comes with the day of the Lord. This is a day of judgment. You know what I mean? This is the day where all debts are paid, that, so to speak. Go ahead and finish that scripture real quick, and we're going to get into the day of the Lord.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
The end is not yet. So even though we see these things, we still can't make the assumption of the day that it's going to happen. You know what I mean? These things are going to happen, and it doesn't mean that it's just over. That, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know when the day of the Lord is going to happen. We just know that it's going to happen. We're not saying that's going to happen today, tomorrow, the next day, the next week. We just know eventually the day of the Lord must come. The day of judgment must come. And what is that day going to be? Let me get Zephaniah 1:14. Let me get there with you real quick.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and passeth greatly.
So it's near. It's not here yet, but it's near. We're gonna know when it's here. Go ahead, keep going.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress.
So that takes away everything the Christian church has been teaching. This day is not a day where we all just get to go up in the sky and everybody's wearing all white singing and dancing. This is going to be a day of wrath, a day of distress. Go ahead.
A day of wastedness and desolation.
Desolation. Everybody know what desolation means, right? Yeah. This pretty much speaks for itself. Go ahead.
A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness.
So what are those clouds of thick darkness?
If I may. Destruction coming down. Most Yahweh coming with the angels.
Right.
Crash. Nuclear war.
Right. So like smoke, darkness that's coming from the smoke. In the Bible, it says that it's going to be smoke and vapor. You know what I mean? There's going to be so much smoke that it's going to block the sun. The sky will be dark. That's how much bombs is going to hit this earth. You know what I mean? You can see it on the news as we speak. All those bombs coming out the sky. You just see a speckle of light. Everything else is just black smoke. Just see a speckle of light, and then them things drop. Boom. Speckle of light moving slowly. Boom. Boom. You know what I mean? So when you see those bombs coming down, you know what I mean? This is a time period of what? This is thousands of years ago when they're talking about this. When you wouldn't even think of bombs and nuclear advanced weapons and things of that nature. But this is what the prophets are prophesying. They are telling us what we see in this time period as far as the weapons that are being dropped out of the sky. Okay. And there's going to be so much weapons that it's just going to block the sun. It's going to be so much darkness you won't even be able to see the sun. It's going to be dark every day. All right. So go ahead.
Verse 16. A day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men.
And that's crazy too, because when right before the bombs hit, you hear what? You're hearing the alarms sound off. The bomb's about to hit this city. You know what I'm saying? This is all being prophesied. Go ahead.
Because they have sinned against the Lord,
mm-hmm.
and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Just like there'll just be nothing. They're just waste. They're just a waste of people. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
So we're getting a look at the war to come, right? And these things are prophesied, but also with all this destruction, with all this distress, Christ is telling you to not be troubled. You know what I mean? He's telling you not to worry about it. Allow these things to happen because they have to happen. You have to worry about what you're doing. You have to make sure that your election is sure. You have to make sure that your seat on one of those chariots is reserved for you and your people. You know what I mean? That's what you have to do. You can't be so in tune with saving everybody. You know what I mean? Don't distress yourself off of trying to help everyone. Make sure that you get there. That's the thing. You know what I mean? And when you abandon your brothers, then you know what I mean, what you just retired your chance of being able to get on the chariot. Because as you see, bombs, fire, smoke, vapor, all these things, people's aspects of their comfort zone is all going to change. You know what I mean? A lot of people are just so set in their wickedness, they can care less about the signs that are coming. You know what I mean? You still got gangsters posting guns and drugs online. You still got whores posting their bodies online. They don't care about what's really going on because they're stuck in the spirit of this place. They feel like this place is going to dwell. They have absolutely no clue of the destruction that is yet to come. You know what I mean? But we do. And it's about time for our people to snap out of that spell and start to realize how serious things are. When destruction hits, it's going to be too late for you to humble yourself. You know what I mean? It's just like how the people going through their destruction right now. They didn't see that coming a week ago. Like the people in Iran, the people in Israel, they didn't see none of that destruction coming, and yet it just flashed right before their eyes. It's too late to be humble. Now you're just trying to survive. You can't sit over here and try to change your ways into being a good person, because now you're just running, screaming, trying to find safety. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you do it before the day of the Lord. You get yourself right before the day of the Lord. Nobody knows who's going to be on those chariots. All you have to do is reassure that the things that you know and the things that you learn, you stay committed to those things. You know what I'm saying? And if you stay committed to those things, then, you know what I mean, and endure to the end, then, hey, that sounds like a sure enough election for me. I can't say you're gonna make it, but I'm just I'm just saying that sounds sure enough for me. Who knows what everybody doing behind closed doors, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I mean, you being outside of this body, being outside of the spirit is it's a detriment to our people right now. Because right here in this truth, we can see the buildup, we can see the plot, we can see the plot twist. We know exactly what's happening. You know what I mean? And we've been speaking about it since 1969. You know what I mean? We've been yelling it out to the world since 1969. It gets to a point where the Lord is just going to be done waiting. He's going to be done with his patience for our people. And he's just going to say, hey, make it happen. There it is. Make it happen. Do it today. You know what I mean? The plan is already set in stone. They just waiting for the okay of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Joel. What is it? I think it's 2 and 3.
Book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 3. A fire devoureth it before them, and behind them a flame burning.
Hold on. Start at 1. Let's just get to this whole. Yeah, Joel.
The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm at my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
I'm saying blow the alarm. We're blowing the alarm by warning our people on the street corners. We're blowing the alarm by warning our people on these classes. You know what I mean? When you have a one-on-one conversation with your loved ones and they're asking you, why don't you celebrate Christmas, or why don't you celebrate your birthday? Why do you dress like this? Why do you act like this now? Why don't you do these things? You're blowing the alarm because you're warning, this is why I'm doing it. You're giving them the heads up. I'm doing it because this is what's coming. This is what the Lord called me to do. You know what I mean? You're warning your people by giving them these precepts. You know what I mean? You don't hear these precepts in the churches. These precepts never came out. In all of our years of being in the Christian church, you never heard of Joel 2 and 3. You never heard of what is it? One we just did, was it Zephaniah 1 and 14. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't hear these precepts. You didn't even hear about the precepts of Matthew 24 and 6. You know what I mean? You never heard of these things. The most you'll get is like Psalms or some type of precept based on the love of the Lord, and that's it. You're not getting any detail. You're not getting any nourishment of these scriptures in churches. These are the prophets have already blew the trumpets by putting these scriptures out. We just have to read and follow. That's it. You know what I mean? The warning has already been set. The line of what is to come has already been set. It's not that we sat over here and decided, okay, well, maybe this is what they're talking about in this precept, and maybe this is what they're talking about in this precept. Oh, they're talking about the day of the Lord is coming with nuclear war. We didn't make that up. You know what I mean? Like, it was already set in stone. It was already, the vision was already brought, and the warning was already being commenced when the scriptures were written. You know what I'm saying? That is the warning. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
So this is sounding a lot like Zephaniah. You know what I mean? A day of darkness, this vapor and smoke that's in the air. You see, it's going to be so much warfare, so much bombs, so much fire. It's just going to be smoke everywhere. This is this dark day that it's talking about, and it's going to be a day that no one in this world has ever seen before. The days now all the way until, you know what I mean, the creation of earth. This day has never has happened before. This is going to be something new to the world, and it's going to be complete chaos. Go ahead.
Even to the years of many generations.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them,
mm-hmm.
and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses,
mm-hmm.
and a horseman, so shall they run.
Okay, so you can stop right there. It's going to get to like the noise of the chariots and everything like that, but let's focus on the day of the Lord. So what's happening right now? Israel started it off. Iran's retaliating. U.S. is telling Iran, chill out, completely surrender, or we got to step in, because who's our closest ally? Israel. You know what I mean? All these things have all came. This is the words of the scriptures coming to life. You know what I mean? Everything has been already prophesied already. Israel, the strangers in Israel, Iran, them two going at it, Israel and Palestine going at it. All these things are already written within the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Now you're starting to see the reality of the whole situation. Everything is coming off these pages. You know what I'm saying? All right, one more real quick. Let me get to it before we get started. We just did Joel, huh? Let me see. Isupk. So the pot is brewing when it comes to this war right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Joel 3 and 16. The pot is bubbling right now, and it's getting hotter and hotter as each day goes past.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. but the Lord will be the hope of his people
Mm-hmm.
and the strength of the children of Israel.
So this is a plain example of who the Lord is going to be there for when that day of trouble comes. You know what I mean? This is an excellent precept to give to every Christian pastor that thinks that the Lord is here for everybody. You know what I mean? The Lord, in the day of the Lord, when the day of judgment comes, the Lord is coming for Israel. He's coming to save Israel. Israel has to put themselves in a humble position to be saved. Okay? They have to put themselves outside of this nation. And once they start to see how weak this nation is, and that there is, because our people, we think that this is just the all-powerful. We think that America is the almighty. You know what I mean? We think that nobody can beat America. We think that there's nothing on this planet or in the heavens that can be greater than what America is. That's what we were beaten and submitted into. You know what I mean? When it came to us being tortured and being enslaved within the days of our slavery, we made our oppressors our God. You know what I mean? We made the white man our God. And we put him in a category where he's above the God that we pray to. You know what I'm saying? Because he physically harms us. He physically unalived us. He physically assaulted us. You know what I'm saying? So his power upon our lives meant more to us because we actually physically felt it. You know what I mean? We prayed to the Lord. We didn't get an answer. We sat there and begged the Lord for freedom, and we didn't get it. And the only reason why is because we sinned against him. And the Lord said that that would be a time where we would call out to him, and he's not even gonna listen. Not only will he not listen, he's gonna laugh at our calamity. You know what I mean? That's because we didn't take him serious. Go ahead.
In the last chapter of Joel,
Mm-hmm.
when he said he's going to come down with a fire of his jealousy.
Right.
I never saw that. So
Mhm.
it's like, man, all the gods we serve, whatever, you know, in our lifetime and not being in the truth, he coming for you.
Right.
Because you serving this world and what they have to offer. So Most High Christ for UPK, you know, that I get to see this because I never saw that ever.
Right.
A fire down with the jealousy, like, wow, that's heavy.
Right. Man, and it's heavy too because he compared his jealousy to his wife laying in bed with another man. Like if you ever felt that feeling, you'd be like, you know what I mean? That's you damn near want to die. You know what I mean? Like if you get to experience that type of jealousy, that type of anger, you know what I mean? It's brothers who have crashed out and unalived everybody in that house, including himself. You know what I mean? Seeing a sight so evil. You know what I mean? Like,
and if I may, that's carnal jealousy.
Right.
So I'm like, man,
right, exactly.
So what kind?
But it's like you think about it. Okay, look at the wonders that the Lord is willing to do to be able to pull us out of oppression, pull us out of slavery, pull us out of what's the word I'm looking for? Just this land of bondage, this land of torture. You know what I mean? Like you see what our oppressors are willing to do so effortlessly for no reason on our people when we've been on the bottom for like how long? You know what I mean? Like look at what he's doing with Isupk right now. For what? What was the point of that? What was the point of it? It's just that's just his ways. He has to hate us. He's not complete if he's not unaliving us. He's not complete. He doesn't feel like he's fulfilling his destiny if he's not torturing us. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have his foot over our necks, he doesn't feel complete. So here we are now. All those things have led, and then not just that, within all of that abuse, we still found a way to put him over our God. You know what I mean? We still found a way to still serve his days effortlessly, without thought. You sit over there and tell somebody, oh yeah, don't celebrate 4th of July. They're going to look at you crazy. Why not? This is family day. You know what I mean? Were you telling me that any other day couldn't be family day? I just had one of these discussions with one of my boys the other day. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why? Why wouldn't I celebrate 4th of July? It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm like, what was our people during that time period? You know what I mean? What was going on with us during that time period? We were in slavery. We were in the fields. We were, you know what I mean, just in pure submission with whiplashes on our backs while they celebrating their 4th of July. But now we feel like we're included, even though our people are still being whipped in the back. You know, our people are still being in bondage. You know what I mean? We feel like we should be included. Oh, we can actually celebrate this day with them now. You know what I mean? Like the whole aspect, the whole mindset of the Martin Luther King theory is just, it's insane. You know what I mean? Like, why did we need to go into their restaurants? Why did we need to drink from their water fountains? Why did we need to be in their schools? History has shown that they're dumber than us. You know what I mean? History has shown that they're less, their hygiene is less than ours. Why would you want to be in their restrooms? You know what I'm saying? I got to use the restroom. I go into the restroom. I see an eater might come out the stall. I'm just going to have to hold that until I get home. You know what I mean?
Even standing up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that mentality, it had to have been a lustful thing. That had to have been all about when it came to the lust for their women, because there's nothing else that we want from them. Not only do we want from them, it's like we died for their acceptance. We died for them to look at us as people. But why? Like, why? What is their why does their perspective of us being people to them matter so much that we'll lose our lives for it? You know what I'm saying? Like that theory, it just, and then I've spoken to, you know what I mean, 70-year-olds and plus who actually experienced the situation, and I got like yelled at, threatened, you know what I'm saying? Like just of the simple fact of, oh, well, you weren't there. You wouldn't know why this was happening. You wouldn't know. Okay. I don't have to be there to know when I'm not welcome. You know what I mean? I don't have to be there to know that, okay, me in my generation, I grew up with all blacks and Hispanics, and we did just fine other than the poverty. You know what I mean? We were living just fine. We didn't even think of poverty at that time period. We just kids running around outside barefooted. You know what I mean? Like, we're not thinking about that. So why was their acceptance so important to us? We would have just been just fine in our own schools. We would have been just fine in our own territories, in our own land, segregated from them. And yet, someone convinced us, because it went viral one day, and this is the old school viral. Someone convinced us that, oh no, we want to go eat those white-only pies. We want to go, you know what I mean, and sit down in those restaurants. I've seen something where, I think it was a movie. I don't know what this movie was called though, where the guys, I forgot what that dude's name from Predator, but they went into the little boy went into the all-white restaurant on accident, and then he tried to, then the dude from Predator came in and tried to get his son up out of there, and the white dude like, nah, he broke the rules. You're gonna have to whip him in front of us. You know what I mean? He's all like, either you whip him or we can whip him. We don't mind doing it for you. So he had to whip his son, and his son remembered it as he was growing up. And the son did the worst thing ever. He got into his teenage years, and he said, you know what? I'm going to go back to this restaurant. I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to eat. So he went, sit down, and ate. They kicked him. Well, the police got him up out of there. Then he started bringing people along with him from the school. And everybody started slowly but surely trying to come in and sit down and eat. And as they're trying to do that, the oppressors, they like, get this nigga up out of here. Get these niggas up out of here. Arrest them. You know what I mean? Beating them up. You know what I mean? Throwing them in jail. And it's like, for what? All to go just sit into a restaurant? You sitting here getting arrested, beat, you know what I mean? Spit on to go sit in a restaurant with these people who can't even cook. Ain't even nothing but salt and pepper up in the back. You know what I'm saying? Salt and pepper. Like with us, it's a whole bunch of different flavors and spices and seasoning. Like we know how to get down in the kitchen, but you want to die to go sit in salt and pepper? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is so far. What else we got over here? Let me see. Every time I go to my phone, man, I swear it's refresh button. Go ahead.
If I may.
Uh-huh.
if you look on a timeline, us being segregated, them having their own water fountain, us having our own water fountain, whatever. It's not that long ago. It's really not that long ago.
Right.
You know, especially growing up in the 60s, it's like just missed it. And I'm like, you know, I heard my parents talk about it, but at the same time, this stuck and resonating in my mind right now. If you can't use your comb, don't bring it home. And that stuck with me. That was that phrase in my ear. So it's like,
if she can't use a comb, don't bring it home.
Don't bring it home.
That is hilarious. Let me get Revelations 18:4.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues."
And this is talking about, you know what I mean, the Lord is comparing us to being married to him. And we're cheating by sleeping with these different gods and these different, you know what I mean, these different cultures and different idolatries. Saying, come out of her, my people, like we're sleeping together. You know what I mean? This is what the metaphor is speaking about. And sleeping with a whore, you know what I mean? The whore of Babylon. This is where our mindset is. Our mindset is where we're laid up with America. You know what I mean? We're sleeping with America. And it's saying, come out of her that you receive none of her plagues. Her plagues being VDs, you know what I mean? Venereal diseases, you know what I mean? HIV, herpes, syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea. This is what this lifestyle brings to our lifestyle, to our lives. You know what I mean? Just nothing but disease. We're dying from this. We're dying from laying in bed with America. We're dying by wanting America to thrive. We're dying by having pleasure with America. You know what I'm saying? What is America's pleasure? Man, oh man. You know what I mean? Look at where Diddy at right now. Want to sleep with other men and want to sleep with other men's wives. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the pleasure comes from in this place. There is no no's and stops. They're even trying to make land with children legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no boundaries on how far this evil can go with this place. And they make it seem as if the law tries to regulate, but behind closed doors, is if you have enough power, that law means nothing. You can, if you get enough money and you get enough power and you screw over enough people, you can do as much as you want in this place. You can dwell within all the sin of this place and not have to worry about the boundaries that we try to give on these people. You know what I mean? Epstein Island. What was they doing on that island? You know what I mean? It was an unaliving. It was child assault. It was a whole bunch of, you know what I mean? This was do what you want and do what you will. You know what I mean? That's what's that? That's the saying for the Satanists. That's the do what thou will. You know what I mean?
The Playboy Mansion.
Playboy Mansion. Right. Playboy Mansion is like, if you're powerful enough, come be a guest. Come pick what you want. You know what I mean? And then not just that, they was coming out like Playboy Mansion had a whole bunch of 14 and 13-year-olds up in there. You know what I'm saying? So come and do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like there's no laws don't exist here. You know what I mean? This is my territory. You can do what you want. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. You can be what you want, be with who you want, and do what you want. You know what I mean? The lust of your flesh has no boundaries here. Just don't tell nobody about it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Did we finish that?
Yeah, that was all of verse 4.
That was verse 4. Okay. Let me see what else we got. Here it is, 2 or 3. Let me get, let's see. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 8 and 11.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 11. Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious.
Salakia. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Salakia. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11.
Hold that. And with that, I'll pass the class to Priest Captain Jabbar. Let's get it. All right, what's going on with y'all, Hakim? Sheesh. All right, let's go, man. Any questions on the class? Good to go? Y'all be getting your waters and shit at the crib? Stacking up, huh? Brother scared to death, ain't they? All right, hold on 1 second. Let's get to it. Where we left off last week? Reincarnation, right? So we finished that, right? All right, bet. We're going to death real quick, and then I'm going to the series of events that happens after World War II, right? Let's go into death. Some preachers about death. Second. Of course, we know in the Bible that reincarnation is true. You've been here once already. You're gonna, when you die, you'll be here again. All right. Let me get Psalms 23 and 4. It's like it. No. Skip that one. Let me get John 11 and 25. All right. Appreciate it.
It's the book of John, chapter 11, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
One more time from the top, please.
This is the book of John, chapter 11, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life.
I'm the resurrection and the life. Go ahead.
He that believeth in me,
He that believeth in Christ. Go ahead.
though he were yet dead,
Even when he was dead. Go ahead.
yet shall he live.
Y'all understand this, right? So we'll break it down for me. What does that mean? Shalat? Shalat, right? I always get your Shalat. You know, it's all Shalat. Go ahead.
What he's saying is, we walking around here in Christian churches, lost. But once we find the truth, we're living now.
Basically, yeah. That's exactly what it is, right? You could be dead and alive and not have to get buried. You understand, right? Read again from the top for me.
Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life.
What's the resurrection? Cross out.
The way to be made new.
The way what?
The way to be made new.
The way to be made new. That's what it means to be resurrected. All right, go ahead.
And the life.
And the life. What's the life?
The truth.
Yeah, the way. Right? The way, to be more specific, it is the truth, though. It's the way. Go ahead.
He that believeth in me.
Now, if you believe in Christ, go ahead.
Though he were dead.
Even though he were dead, go ahead.
Yet shall he live.
Now shall he live. You believed in Christ. Now, it's something that made you come into the truth. Of course, the Lord chose you, but it's something that brought you and attracted you to the truth when you were in the world. And when you were in the world, you were dead spiritually. Now you are made alive. You understand? Y'all seen that movie The Matrix before? They're in Matrix, right? That's what happened to Neo. And Morpheus was telling them, like, you take the red pill, the blue pill. The blue pill, you go back into the world, and everything you know is just false reality. You know what I'm saying? Or you take the red pill, and it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna get out the Matrix.
You understand? Now you're gonna know what right from wrong. You get what I mean? Now you're gonna know how the Lord intended your life to be. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us can't even picture. Like, of course, y'all fresh, but like, I can't even picture what my life would have been if I was in the world. I can't even think of. I have an idea of what it might have could have been, but I can't. It's not even real. You get what I'm saying? It's not even a real reality to me. It's just made up. In my mind, I was like, yeah, I probably would have been. I'd have been a super gangster. Yeah, that's me. You get what I'm saying? Like I could have just been a regular nigga. I don't know. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I was on my way. You don't even know. You just making things up. You feel me? I don't even know what I would have been if in the world because I've been in the truth for relatively a long time. And this is who I am. You get what I'm saying? I just look at my people around me like, maybe I'd have been like that. Maybe I'd have been like this. I don't know, though. You get what I mean? So, of course, I was dead. I was asleep, though. Go ahead.
25 again, sir?
Yeah. No. Go to 26.
26. Verse 26. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
Y'all understand that, right? Whoever liveth and believeth in me, he shall never die. That's what you call eternal life. That's what Christianity tells you. Remember, Christianity would tell you, you're going to go to heaven, you're going to live for eternity. We used to be like, damn, I remember I used to question, like, eternity? Like, never stopping? Like, that was kind of scary. You know what I mean? That it didn't seem real. Like, forever, ever? That, like, eternity is, like, never ending. You know what I mean? You can't even think about that. But this is talking about living a life where you don't have to die a horrible death. You're living a life in a place where you can die, you can live, die, and wake up in the same kingdom over and over and over. You understand? A kingdom where you're ruling, right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. She said,
so like that's it. All right. Give me 1 Thessalonians 4:13. We gotta get some mosquito repellent, man. Jesus Christ. No, I ain't here. Somewhere though. Somewhere, San Bernardino, somewhere, everywhere.
Like it's 4:13.
Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 4:13. Go ahead.
Here's the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
Which concerning them are what?
Are asleep.
Asleep means dead. Go ahead.
That ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope.
Right. Now that you sorrow not, even as others that have no hope. Right. A lot of times when people die in our life, we get attached to death. Israelites have a problem with being attached to death. You get what I mean? What I mean by that is you want to be sad every chance you get about someone you lost, right? It's normal to feel sadness, even though the Bible allows you 7 days to be unclean while you mourn. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. So after those 7 days, the Lord wants you to move on. Y'all get me? It's not like he wants you to forget the person that died, but he doesn't want you to be attached to the person who's dead. Because a person who's dead can't do nothing no more. Y'all understand? If you could put up for me in Ecclesiasticus, when the Lord said, 7 days that shall you mourn, he was breaking it down for somebody. I think it might be Ecclesiasticus. It could be an apocrypha. That is Ecclesiasticus, or just look up 7 days shall you mourn. And then can someone look up the administration of life? How the Lord is the administration of life, right? But a lot of us, we get attached to death where someone, your mother died, and now, you know what I mean? Every day is about your mother. You know what I mean? Your father died, and every day is about your father. And you damn near follow up behind his footsteps and how he died because you want to die too. You want to be with him when you should be there for the people who was alive. You get what I'm saying? That's what the person who died would want anyway. Y'all understand that, right? The person who died would want you to continue to live your life for the people around you who's living, who need you. And the person who's dead doesn't need you anymore. Y'all get that, right? So make sure y'all understand that if you have that grief issue. Go ahead.
7 days.
Yeah, you got to go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 22 and 12. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, before a fool and ungodly man all the days of his life.
Yeah, you hear that, right? One more time from the top.
It's like we want 11.
Yeah, this goes from the top and then we'll go to 11.
book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 22, verse 12. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but for a fool and ungodly man all the days of his life.
So the Lord says right there, 7 days shall you mourn. You get what I mean? Because there was a time because of our minds, of course, growing up in America and our indoctrinated minds of Christianity, we feel like we're never going to be with our loved one again until we die and go to heaven. So now our whole life is about dying so we can be with that loved one again. You get what I'm saying? Some of us are like that. You're like, damn, I'll never see my mother again because I have to die to see her. And that makes me so sad and depressed that I want to live a life of death. So you're halfway gone mourning someone who's dead, right? When the Lord said that it's good to mourn for 7 days and you should move on after that, because a fool would live his life out in grief. You know what I'm saying? That's what a fool would do. Live his life out sad as hell for the rest of his life, mourning someone who's dead. Because you're in the truth now, we can understand death better. You get what I mean? You understand death better because if someone dies, you know that you'll be with them again. That's how it works. Like even in the Bible and the reincarnation, there's a lot of preachers that talks about the third and fourth generations. In those third and fourth generations, you are always with these people in your lives. That's in the Bible. You understand? So these people that are in your lives now, you've been with them since forever because they've always been in your generations. Y'all get me, right? So you're going to see these people again. You're not going to remember them, but you experience them over and over and over in your lives because that's in your generation. You ain't going to experience somebody in a generation, four generations before you. You get what I mean? But two and three, maybe four, yeah, you experienced them before. So you don't have to sweat that. You get what I'm saying? But some people, of course, because of Christianity, they are destroyed into believing that they'll never see their loved ones, and now they destroy their own life while they're living. Y'all get me? Go to 11.
Ecclesiasticus 22 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Weep for the dead, for he has lost delight.
Right. Weep for the dead. It's good. Like, it's good to cry for a good person, a good mother, a good father, a good brother, a good sister, whatever. Right? Go ahead.
And weep for the fool, for he wanted understanding.
And weep for the fool because he wanted understanding. Why he say weep for the fool? Why did he say that? Weep for the fool because he wanted understanding. Go ahead.
Because it's unwise to keep that sorrow on your heart for that long.
What do people say? When someone takes a level, what do people say? Go ahead.
He didn't know better.
Nah. It's something they say that makes them a fool. Go ahead.
It's like that's something that he says that makes him a fool. We can wrong, or
yeah.
If somebody takes them.
If someone takes them.
That they gonna get it back?
No. This is what they say. They start to question God.
Oh, okay.
And blame God for this thing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
When, like, you ever been at a funeral, right? And this cat was clearly a demon. Right? You get what I'm saying, right? This cat deserved it. Everybody can understand. Everybody knows, like, hey, you listen, this cat was a terrible person. You know what I mean? But of course, it's like, you know, his mother go up there like, it's my baby and this and this. Everybody's like looking around like, no, that nigga was terrible. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason why the Lord took this person. You get what I'm saying? Now, there's people that are excellent people, and the Lord takes them too. Sometimes the Lord just wants you. You get what I'm saying? Like, just like, what was it, Elijah? Elijah was taken up. He was an excellent prophet of God, and the Lord took him early in a chariot, and he died. How you know he died? Because he came back into the earth through John. You understand? All right, no sweat. Keep going.
Make little weeping for the dead.
Make little weeping for the dead. Take your time, but cry for them in that time, man. And this is what you always remember too. The person who passed away can be with you right here. You get what I'm saying? You can carry them on and honor them right here while being strong. But a lot of us choose to be weak when we lose a loved one. You know what I'm saying? We choose to be weak because we feel sad. We feel sorry for ourselves because we feel like this shouldn't happen to me. And I'm a lesser person because this person ain't here now. When that thing should make you stronger. Like some people go to graveyard sites, right? They say you go to graveyard. Ain't nothing wrong with going to graveyard site. But some people go to that graveyard site and they think they're actually talking to somebody. Like it's okay to think that because that's how people mourn. But just know you're not talking to nobody. You understand? It might come for you, right? While you're doing it, you might go there, drink a little bit, and you're talking to a stone. And it might come for you. And that's fine, because that's how people grieve sometimes. But this is nothing is happening between you and the stone. It's just you talking to yourself. You understand, right? Go ahead, Nazar.
I was gonna say, I see people like that they close loved one past, they talk to them through a post. Like they'll write,
Yeah.
miss you and I love you, and I'll always be
Well, that's the grief. That's grief, right? Hey, look up the word grief. Grief is a delusion, in a sense, because you can't believe something happened, right? So in your mind, this is how you're dealing with your grief. You can't blame someone for grieving, but the reality behind it is this: what's going on, though. You're not getting in touch with them, though. You feel me? Yeah, the question.
That was what we the definition.
Go ahead.
Definition of grief, Oxford Language Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Deep sorrow, especially that caused by someone's death.
Right. Deep sorrow, especially caused by someone's death. Is any more?
Trouble of annoyance.
Trouble of what?
Of annoyance or annoyance.
Trouble of annoyance, right?
Yeah.
Look up annoyance. Look up annoyance for me. No, it's just annoyance, right?
Annoyance.
Is it annoyance?
Annoyance.
Look up what's annoyance mean. There should be two definitions, right?
Annoyance is the act of annoying someone or being annoyed. But definition number 2, the state of feeling or being annoyed / vexation.
Vexation. Your spirit is you're vexated. It's more like, you know how you're sad? That's vexing. Being annoyed is vexing, like you're vexing my spirit. That's annoyance. And it's constantly, because all you do is think about it. Death can tear you apart. Death can bring you down. Death can break people. But what I'm trying to tell you is it's time to be strong, though. You get what I'm saying? And if you look at a man in the family, right? Someone can die and everyone can be sad, but that man better not be sad. Now, he can be sad, but he better not act sad. Y'all get me? Like, if everyone is sad, and you're sad, who they gonna look to? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, well, damn, I mean, I guess I gotta be strong, because obviously you broken down. You can't handle nothing going on right now. You understand? That's how someone's gonna look at you, because you can't be the strong person in your family. You have to be the strong person. You can allow your woman to be weak, because women are weaker than men. Kids are weaker than men. But a man, though, has to understand the situation and has to be strong in the moment for everybody. Y'all get me? That's what it has to be, so everybody else can heal. But if you're broken down too, then no one's going to heal. And everyone's going to be vexated. Y'all understand? All right, let's get more.
Makes little weeping for the dead, for he is at rest.
For he has what?
For he is at rest.
He's at rest now. He's good. They're fine. The sad thing about death ain't about the person who dies. It's about everyone else to live, right? That's how you look at it, right? When everyone has to remember the memory of a person that's gone now. So now we can be sad about it. But a person who's dead is rested. They don't even know that they're gone. They don't remember nothing. They don't hear nothing. They don't say nothing. You get what I'm saying? We got to read that in the Bible too. Go ahead.
But the life of the fool is worse than death.
But the life of a fool is worse than death. You understand that, right? There is things that are worse than death, and that's living like a fool. You understand? A fool will always get his, but some fools live until it forever. And they live a life. You ever see a cat who's 67 and a crackhead? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Strung out in 67? Or old as hell and living, but he's suffering every day? That's that. All right, any more? All right, solid. Where we at now? Go to 1 Thessalonians 4:14. Right. It should say rest in peace. Yeah, you gotta let them rest in peace. What we say is rise again. That's what we always say. Rise again. We see someone that passed away, we say rise again. Because we know that we're gonna be with them again. Go ahead.
Book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13.
14. We read 13, right?
14.
Mm-hmm.
For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again.
So we do believe that. We believe that Christ died and rose again. Go ahead.
Even so, then also which sleep and Yahushua will God bring with him.
And those that are also asleep will Yahushua bring with him. You understand? Those people can rise again as well. They'll be back. They'll be back. Don't worry about it. That's a cycle of life. You understand? Let's get Hebrews 9:27. Start at 26, please.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For then must he often have suffered since the fountain of the world.
Go ahead.
But now, once in the end of the world, hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself.
What verse you at?
Verse 26.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 27.
He put away sin through the sacrifice of himself. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
Is appointed unto men once to die. Go ahead.
But after this, the judgment.
But after this judgment. Go ahead.
Verse 28. So Christ was once offered to bear sins. So Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many, and to them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
Perfect. Right now, go back to 27. Let's break that down.
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
It's appointed unto men once to die. Right? That's what it's appointed to. You're supposed to die once, right? You ever heard that word, right? You only live one time. Let's get that. You get that in Apocrypha? We're gonna come right back to 27. Give me a fool says, I live but one life. You know what I'm talking about? It's an Apocrypha. Hey, Cross, what's that precept in the Apocrypha when it's talking about you living only one time?
Living only one time?
Yeah.
Is there any one?
Hold on, let me find it. 1 second. Damn, hold on. Try Wisdom of Solomon 2:1.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
For the ungodly said,
That's it. Go ahead.
Reasoning with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but not aright.
For the ungodly saith, reasoning with themselves, but not all right. Go ahead.
Our life is short and tedious.
Our life is short and tedious. Go ahead.
And in the death of a man, there is no remedy.
And in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Go ahead.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
That's what an unwise man says. You know what I mean? A person, that person just literally said, I only live once, so I got to live it up. My life is short but tedious. You heard that before, right? Life is short. So you got to do what you got to do, because when you hear, that's what an unwise, that's a person who doesn't understand the Bible says. You live multiple lives. You have already lived multiple lives. You just don't remember them. You get what I mean? Give me Ecclesiastes 6:1. Go ahead. You want to say something? That's YOLO. You only live once. They put it in music. That was Drake's song, right?
6:1, sir.
Yeah. It's just talking about there's nothing new under the sun. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
There was an evil which I have seen under the sun,
Go ahead.
and it is common among men. Verse 2. A man to whom God hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanted nothing for his soul of all that he desired. Yet God giveth him not power to eat thereof.
So go to 10, 6 and 10.
6 to 10.
Yeah.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 10. That which hath been seen,
No swear.
That which hath been is named already.
That which hath been is named already. Go ahead.
And it is known that it is man.
And it is known that it is man. That's it. That's all you need. Yeah, that which is named has been, what is that? What that which is named is what? So like that which has been, go ahead.
Is named already.
That which has been is named already. Go ahead.
And is known that it is man.
And it is known that it is man. Meaning what? What does that mean? Go ahead.
Thing that has always been here is you.
Yes. The thing that's been here under the sun before is man. You've been here before. That's what it's saying. And you've been named already. You get what I mean? You've been named already. You've been here. This ain't nothing new. This life that you've been living ain't nothing new. Go ahead.
This kind of equates to the fact that the Lord said, I knew you before you formed you in the womb.
Yeah, you can use that. Yeah, you can use that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Same thing. Well, y'all get the point though, right? All right, no sweat. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes. Oh, go back to Hebrew 9:27. Let me break that down real quick.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
It's appointed unto man once to die. Go ahead.
But after this, the judgment.
But after this, the judgment. So wait. Why would you be appointed to die, right? And then be a judgment? If you're dead, what's the judgment going to be? Of course, the Christian church say you're going to go to heaven or hell. Correct. That is true. You're going to go to heaven or hell. Where's that, though? Go ahead.
Heaven on earth, hell is on earth.
Perfect. Let's break it down. Let's get to it, right? Give me where it says, I seen under the sun the place of judgment. Can you find that for me in that Ecclesiastes, maybe 3:16, I believe? Try that for me, right? Ecclesiastes 3:16.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Right. I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Now, under the sun is on earth, just to be clear, right? Under the sun is on earth. Go ahead.
I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
That wickedness was there.
That what?
That wickedness was there.
That wickedness was there. Go ahead.
And the place of righteousness.
And the place of righteousness. Go ahead.
That iniquity was there.
That iniquity was there. Go ahead.
I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
The Lord said he's going to judge everyone right here at the same time. If you was to die, what's the point of having a judgment after you die? Right? The Christian church will say, because you got to be judged whether you can go to heaven or hell. Correct. Now, where is heaven and hell? It's on earth. There is no such thing as hell. Y'all understand that, right? There is no such thing as hell is a condition, right? But there's no such thing as a place where you go burn for eternity. That's not real. That's not in the Bible. You know where that, anybody know where that comes from? I know your officers know. Your young men, y'all know? Go ahead.
Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church, right? This book called Dante's Inferno. You could get this book on Amazon. Dante's Inferno, right? I'll read this for you real quick. These are my notes from a while ago, but I'll read it for you because I wrote it down just like this. Hold on one second. Okay. This is the hell breakdown, right? Of what happened. If you go read Dante's Inferno, this is how hell started. So when you go break down where heaven is on earth, right? Heaven is on earth. I was watching this thing about neuroscience and how the Lord was how this neuroscience was talking about how if you go read the Bible, it tells you how to really handle your anxiety, your emotions, your issues strong in your mind. That's what neuroscience is about. It's about protecting your mind and keeping a healthy brain and a healthy mind, right? So if you go do the things that the Bible says to do correctly, it can ease your mind. Instead of like people in the world, they get destroyed because they're not doing those things correctly. But if you do what the Lord said to do, what he was saying way before, your mind can be way more at ease, right? So I'll break this down right quick. So if you go read this book called Dante's Inferno, right? It starts off like this, right? This is not the book. This is just my notes of when I'm reading the book. The evil plot, right, that was made up in the 1300s by a man named Dante, right? He wrote a poem or a play called The Divine Comedy of Dante, right? So it was a comedy. Like comedies back then were dark, right? There was a war going on called the Great Schism, a war against the Neri and the Galapi. These are two different factions of the church, right? Nero and Galapi. He was on the side of the Galapi. The Galapi was a so-called white man who will take control of the church, and the Neri was the original black people that originated the church and ran the church at the time. So the Galapi were the people who ran the church, the black people, right? But the Galapi would become lustful over money, strong and great. Dante was upset, so according to the myth, he had a dream about a mythical place called hell that had 33 chambers for each sin in hell. The poem had 3 parts or 3 stanzas: purgatory, inferno, and paradiso, which means heaven, hell, and purgatory. This man named Saint Thomas Aquinas took his side, took Dante's side, and pushed this idea of hell as a doctrine all through the Roman Catholic Church. That's how it started. So that idea, that play, that poem, that stanza became reality for the Catholic Church. And that's how hell came about, was to scare the people. You understand? So we can get this real quick. Give me 2 Peter 1:16.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For we have not followed cunningly devised fables.
Right. So we don't follow cunningly devised fables. Cunning means skill, skillful lies. The white man is a skillful liar. You know what I'm saying? That's why we call him the devil that the Bible speaks of. Devil meaning deceiver, right? He is a skillful liar. He done duped the whole world. You know what I mean? And literally, the Bible was right in front of us, and 80% of us, maybe even more percent, believed everything that they said because we didn't even go in and read it ourselves. Right? Go ahead. So we have not what?
We have not followed cunningly devised fables.
Go ahead.
When we made known unto you the power and the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Perfect. Now give me Matthew 10:28. Which one? What we just read? 2 Peter 1:16.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And fear not them which kill the body.
Right. You can't fear the person that kills the body, which is the physical man. You understand? Go ahead.
But are not able to kill the soul.
But aren't able to what?
Kill the soul.
Go ahead.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Y'all understand that, right? Fear him that is able to kill both body and soul in what?
Hell.
In hell. In hell. Which is where? Under the sun. Right, exactly. Go ahead, Chrysler.
So, like, I know that no matter what situation we're born in, say, we are to like fight through that situation and continue to serve the Lord.
Absolutely.
But like, okay, it's like, so like, let's say live this evil life, dies a horrible death.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord decided to send him out that way.
Right.
And then his judgment is to be born back again into hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, he got, I don't know, a crackhead daddy that moved there.
Yeah.
Mama that never cared about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So he's born back into that situation. Is he supposed to like live out his judgment again, or is he supposed to continue like how he's like supposed to fight through that to do the right thing to split?
Okay, just think about this, right? The Lord set you up in life to already be with him or against him. That's why Jeremiah says, before I formed you in the belly, I knew you, right? So even when he knows those people that is going to live a horrible life, he formed them too. You get what I'm saying? He formed them in a way where they have to live this life. Not because of them, maybe because it was their father, right? You know, put a precept. You know, precept I'm talking about?
kids get judged for the punishments of the Bible?
Not that's a good one. There's a better one though. When Christ healed the blind man.
Oh, okay.
Pull that one real quick. John 9. Yeah, you can put your phone on silent. Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, why all of a sudden?
No swear. John 9 and 1.
Book of John, chapter 1, verse 9.
Is it 1 and 9?
9 is a lot.
No swear. No swear. I be doing that sometimes too. That's why I thought I was wrong. Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 9, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Right. So now Christ is with his disciples, right? Christ is rolling through the streets and he's with his disciples. And he's seen a man that is blind from his birth, right? So this man was born blind, right? That's hell, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents?
So now what do the disciples know when they ask him that question? Go ahead.
That you can be punished, that your child can be punished for the sins you do.
Exactly. They know that your children can be punished because of your choices. You get what I'm saying? So when a child is born a certain way, the disciples knew that. Damn, was this man's fault or was it his parents' fault?
Was it his fault from his past life?
Or that? You get what I mean?
It's like, so
That's why he said, is it his fault or his parents' fault?
okay, it would be his fault from not from this life, but from his
Yeah, because he was born blind, right? So and the disciples know that because Christ taught that. You get what I mean? Christ taught that, but this is what Christ said. Go ahead.
That he was born blind.
Uh-huh.
Verse 3. Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents,
Mm-hmm.
but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. Verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me,
Mm-hmm.
while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
God. And if you read more into it, the Lord healed this man from his blindness. So in essence, he was born so Christ can perform his miracle. You understand? He was born blind so that one day Christ walked by him and make him see again. That's why he said neither he sinned or his parents, but that the work of the Lord be manifest through me. So I can show you the power of the Lord. Because one day I won't be here to show you that. You understand? So that's the breakdown. Go ahead.
So even though that wasn't the case for this man born blind, it wasn't his parents' sins. But that could be the case though, right? Your child could be born with something because of your sins in your life or your past life.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what Christ I was going to pull. Go ahead.
So
You can pull that precept for him too.
So is it better just to look at it from that mindset then? Because if you walk around the bike like looking at it like, oh, like they said, you have a son that has, you know, some kind of alien, something like that. You're like, damn, this is like, you know, you're trying to figure it out, kind of like you're trying to, like you digging too deep into it. You don't worry, like you don't stretch yourself out of the fingers to be like, you know, just like it is what it is. The Lord, just how the Lord made it.
That's it. That's how the Lord. Listen, this is your battle. The Lord knows you can handle it. That's why He gave it to you. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people like obviously in parents who have children with ailments or issues or like cerebral palsy, like you know what I mean, rough ones too, where they're gonna have to take them for the whole life. You know how you might have a baby who got Down syndrome, right? That baby that has a Down syndrome can still get a slavery. You know what I'm saying? They still go get a slavery, like bagging groceries. You ever see them at the bagging groceries? They go bag groceries, no problem. It's a law where they have to get hired. You get what I'm saying? So they go in and bag groceries and all that. That's to why. But then there's a kid who's born who can't do nothing for themselves forever. You know what I mean? Until they're 58 years old and you still gotta wipe their ass and all that shit. Go ahead.
If I may, sir. Does all those ailments come from the dad only? Because they try to say, check the mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
Is it both parents that procreate, or is it just from the father's side?
it's always going to be from the father's side because you carry the seed. You get what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that came from you, though. Meaning, like, you could have been healthy. You probably had nothing in your line that happened like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people, what we'll have is like, your father had diabetes, you probably going to have diabetes, your son. You get what I'm saying? That's more of the thing. But your great-grandfather didn't have, you know, this ailment where he, you know, he going to have Parkinson's or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, that's not happening. The Lord just sometimes put that in people's lives. And it could be whatever judgment he given you or whatever. And sometimes people look at it as a judgment, and sometimes it's actually a blessing in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Now, you don't know what the blessing is until you actually in it. Then you're like, oh, this ain't a judgment. This is a blessing. You feel me? So, like everyone looks at it like a bad thing, but sometimes it's not always a bad thing, especially for the person who goes through it, because now they're taught a different lesson in life that we probably won't understand. Go ahead.
So you said that. So I'm trying to understand. So you have to sit there, brother, procreate, and say the father don't got a healthy man, you know, healthy, but let's say the babies might have something. They say that the kid come from the mother side or the father side. Most likely never the mother side. No.
I'm not saying never, but most of the time, if the man who carries the seeds, if you carry a dominant gene, that's going to be on your end. You get what I'm saying? It depends. You got to go more into it of who's, you know, what's that called? Recessive traits and all those things, dominant traits. You got to go into that. But I'm saying most of the time it comes from a man, especially if it's a boy, though. Like if it's a woman, yeah, then you have to look at that. Like women, some women have breast cancer that move in their family. So like it probably could be like every woman gets breast cancer, like one generation each. That's a thing too. You get what I'm saying? So you just gotta look into it sometimes. You know what I mean? But it's not always meant to be something that you know, is looked at like, damn, what did I do? What did I do in life? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you give me Ecclesiasticus 7:57, and you can go like 3 verses up, like 7:54. We'll start there. Remember in Ecclesiasticus, is it Ecclesiasticus? I think so. Let's go there. What's the brother's name in that scripture, in that chapter? He's talking to an angel. He's at the Mount Sinai. He's talking to an angel, and he's telling the angel all these things about life. And then basically the angel sums it up at 7:57. But I'm trying to think of the brother's name. Ezra. There you go. Second Ezra 7:57. Go ahead. Not Ecclesiastes. Go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah, I got one question on verse 4, chapter 9 in Matthew or in John. When Christ says the night cometh when no man can work, what do you mean by that?
There's going to be a time when no man can work. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean to you?
Like the times we almost in right now.
Exactly. That's right now. That's what he said. There'll be a time when no man can work. That's called the time of tribulation. You get what I'm saying? You know, that's that time. That's the time that is on our future. You get what I mean? Go ahead.
So that means, you know, like you have y'all on the street and stuff like that. It's gonna be time.
Ain't gonna be exactly. That's why we go. When you ever heard me say on the street, like, we ain't always gonna be here.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take heed now to what we saying, because there's a time where Commander Hans will be like, we ain't in the streets no more. It's too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? We got to come together. We got to do this or whatever. You feel me? Or it might be illegal. Like, freedom of speech might not be a thing in a second. And that's in so many countries already. So in America, it just might be happening anytime soon when you can't be calling a white man no devil. No oppressor. They already try to take it away on YouTube. So, you know what I mean? They're taking away your free speech already in that sense. So you ain't even going to be able to speak it in a second. Go and try to say the black man is the children of God in a minute. You get what I'm saying? Like that's going to be blasphemous. All right. Where we at? You got the second, what's it? Second Ezra.
7:57.
Let's start at 54.
This is book of Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
For we have walked in unpleasant places, verse 55,
Mm-hmm.
and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars.
Go ahead.
Whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness.
Go ahead.
Verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
Hold that right there. You hear what he just said, right? Read it again. 756.
Verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity.
For while we lived and committed iniquity, iniquity is crime or sin, right? Go ahead.
We considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
You understand, right? We're going to suffer for those things after death. We don't even think about that. We think once we die, okay, we can start all over. Nah. The Lord maybe not even gave you a judgment yet in this life. Maybe he's waiting for the next one to judge you. You get what I'm saying? The Lord worked like that too, by the way. The Lord works just like that, where you think that you can sin and do whatever you want to in your life. And because nothing's happened to you, you just continue to do it. But judgment always comes. You understand? And that's what Ezra just said. He said, damn, we think after death that we don't have to pay for our sins. Yes, you do. Somebody always has to pay for it. You know what I mean? Keep going. It's like, no, keep going. Keep going.
Verse 57.
Uh-huh.
Then answered he me.
And now said, the angel, now what I want y'all to do is when y'all get a chance, just read this chapter all the way up. I think it starts at 51. Esdras is having a conversation with an angel. He's telling an angel about everything that's going on in his life and the conditions of the things that he went through, right? Or Israel went through. He's talking about the horrible things. I'll give you an example. He just like, when I was 10, I've been molested. My mother left me. I was an orphanage. I was a foster child. Just imagine all these horrible things that he's telling the angel why his life is like this. And the angel, after all those things, comes back and tells him this. Go ahead, read 757.
Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57.
Mm-hmm.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle.
One more time.
This is the condition of the battle.
This is the condition of the battle. Meaning this, whatever battle you're in, whatever condition, whatever the terms of this battle is, right? This is the condition. I want you to battle it. Go ahead.
Which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
And the men that are born on the earth shall fight these things. Whatever comes to you, whatever your circumstances, right? Whatever the Lord puts you in, the Lord expects you to fight this battle. That's what the angel is telling the brother. Keep going.
58. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as though thou hast said.
Right. So now, if you be overcome in all these things that you went through, then you shall. Excuse me. If you be overcome, then what? What is that?
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
And you're going to suffer like the Lord said you're going to suffer. Go ahead.
But if he get the victory.
But if he what?
Get the victory.
But now if he fights all the things that happen to him, and he fights it with vigor and with integrity, and with honor, right? He fights these battles that the Lord put him in. Right. Go ahead.
He shall receive the thing that I say.
He shall receive the thing that I say. Go ahead.
59. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live.
You understand, right? Choose life so thou mayest live. So whatever the battle is in your life that the Lord put in front of you, the Lord expects you to win that battle. And he doesn't care what it was. Y'all get me? So if your child had, cerebral palsy and you're blaming God, he's gonna be like, well, this is your battle. Sorry. Win. You know what I mean? He still expects you to serve him while you have to deal with your son. He still expects you to serve him when you was molested at 12 years old and all these things, whatever. He expects you to serve him. He wants you to get over that. He wants you to get over the things that you went through in your life because it doesn't matter to him because now you have to fight. And everything that is, incorruptible crown is worth fighting for. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
If I may, sir. Could anger be something you can fight?
Absolutely. Anger management. You know what I'm saying? People go to anger management. You could definitely fight anger management. You know what I mean? You could definitely fight anger. I got some precepts for you too. Go ahead.
So is that like where you can break like generational curses? Like if it's a domino effect, my father was a wicked man.
Yeah.
I came and I paid for his sins, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then my son come, he paid for my sins.
Yeah.
But if I start serving the Lord,
mm-hmm.
I can save my son.
This is a place where you break generational curses, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We all have those things. We all, whatever your father is, most likely what you would have been. You know what I mean? Like more than likely. Because that, like, you either seen what your father did and you hated it, so you was the opposite, or everything he did you love, so you're going to be him. Even if it was a alcoholic. He might have been a functioning alcoholic. You're going to be a functioning alcoholic. You know, it's either one. But you come here to be a different person. You know what I'm saying? You come here to be who the Lord told you and intended for you to be. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you would definitely break a generational curse if you apply it. So a lot of people might come here and they will learn all the Bible precepts under the sun, but they're not applying nothing to their life. You get what I'm saying? If you don't apply nothing to your life, you're not helping nobody. That means you're just good here and terrible at home. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to be the person that we see here, and when you're by yourself, and when you're with your wife and your children, and when that angel's watching you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has an angel that reports on them, just to let you know. So there's a brother who walks around just giving reports about your life. You get what I'm saying? And he watches you. He watches you all the time, everywhere you go, whatever you do. You know what I mean? So we have a saying in here where you say you got to perform for that angel. You know what I'm saying? You got to perform for that angel. Whatever you do is honorable. You get what I'm saying? You laying it down, your woman, it better be honorable. He'd be like, yeah, that's not his strong point. He's not really no, I'm playing. But everything got to be honorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So, you know, how you treat people most of the time is always what it is. Like, you ever heard that precept about entertaining angels? You get what I'm saying? That's one thing we all in the UPK, we always know. Like, we see a brother, I always think at least like, oh, it's an angel. It ain't no angel, it's a crackhead. But whatever, I'm gonna treat him like an angel. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we want to be. You feel me? So yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Could that be same for asthma, or is that different? No, asthma too. Everything is a battle. You know what I'm saying? So everything is a battle. Your child has asthma. There's one asthma who is nothing. Then there's an asthma where they got to damn near carry a tank. You ever seen that type? They got to put the thing right here and carry that tank. Like, that is severe asthma where you could die. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that can be crazy. Hopefully it's just the one you get the inhaler and the kid knows how to use the inhaler. And then hopefully one day he grows out of it. You can grow out of it sometime. Anybody know how asthma started? No one knows, right? Asthma started through the carcasses of dead roaches. Yeah, that's how asthma started. Everyone thought it was smoke, like cigarettes. Like if you look at the study, man, if you look, can you look at that real quick? Just look at the carcass of dead roaches. I think it was like in projects where kids would grow up and all of them got severe asthma through the dead roaches. There's black kids. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. The carcasses of dead roaches. That's how you got asthma, because the air was disgusting. All right. You had your hand up? Oh, go ahead, brother. I didn't even see you there.
I actually knew that.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Well, most high in Christ. You heard that, so I don't sound crazy. The brother knew that. The brother knew that. That's a real thing, though. All right. Let's get some more. Where we at now? Where was we at?
Second Ezra 7:57.
Okay, good. We done with that. Let's go to James 4. No, Ecclesiastes 3:1. And then we'll go to James 4:14. Go ahead.
Read the dead cockroaches.
Yeah, if you could. You got it?
Yeah. Dead cockroaches or carcasses can indicate an active roach infestation and may also pose health risks.
Mm-hmm.
Finding dead roaches can be one of several signs of the cockroach problem, alongside live sightings, droppings, and unpleasant odors, according to the Pest Control Services. While the shitting exoskeleton of a cockroach doesn't decompose easily indoors, the presence of carcasses can still attract other pests and potentially spread bacteria.
Okay, no sweat. I mean, it said the health thing, right? You probably need to be more specific, like asthma and carcass. How you say it? I don't know how to explain it. How would you say that? Let me look it up.
Oh, slack it, sir.
Go ahead.
Cockroaches can carry bacteria, and their droppings and carcasses can trigger allergies or asthma.
Perfect. There you go. Most high in Christ. The water for proving me right. Niggas like, we just making shit up. No, I wouldn't do that. All right. Let's go. Ecclesiastes 3:1.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
To everything there is a season,
Right.
and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right. For every one more time, like it.
To everything there is a season,
Mm-hmm.
and a time to every purpose under heaven.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Verse 2. A time to be born and a time to die.
Right. There's a time to be born and a time to die. Right. There's a cycle of life. Right. Most black men, I think the annual life is what, 71 or something like that? 71, 72, right? That's not that long. You get what I'm saying? That's not that long. You know, black people and black men got a lot of health issues. They be having what? Colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, heart attacks. You get what I'm saying? I remember I always thought I was going to get shot and die. That was it. I was like, I'm just probably going to get shot. That's I think how everybody thinks that. Even if he went to college and didn't do no street stuff, I think he thinks he just going to get shot because that's just propaganda, right? Propaganda makes you think you're going to get shot. Now I be thinking about health. That's what I be thinking. I'm like, my health. I need my health together. Go ahead.
I was shot when I was 18. I don't know.
See? And I'm pretty sure before that, did you think you'd probably die that way?
Well, I was doing it.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, like, that's how black people think for sure when they're coming up. Now, I'd be like, I mean, you know, getting a shot's still a possibility. But now I'd be like, you got to get my health together. You got to go to the doctor. You got to go see, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with you. You got to go, you get that oil check. You know what I'm saying? An oil change. You know what I'm saying? You got to go see what's going on. But that's the expectancy of life, right? The time to live and the time to die. Go ahead. A time to born and a time to die. Go ahead, Salaki.
Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die.
Mm-hmm. Drop down to verse 8.
Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate.
A time to love and a time to hate. Go ahead.
A time of war and a time of peace.
And a time of war and a time of peace, man. You know what I mean? You got to go to war to have peace. Y'all heard that before? You got to go to war to have peace. And you the brother talking about anger? Yeah, you got to go to war with anger. You get what I'm saying? You got to go to war with anger. You got to go to war with anxiety. Some people suffer from anxiety or panic attacks. You know what I'm saying? Like those things. So you got to go to war with that. And going to war means don't just have them. Go see a doctor. You get what I'm saying? You got to go see a doctor. A doctor can prescribe you something that help you with your anxiety. You know what I mean? People have anger. You got to go see a person that can help you with your anger. You know what I mean? Trust me, I know it well. I've been to anger management. Give me a hand. You know, shit. Give me a hand. Anger, I think anger management is good for everyone, even if you don't have anger issues. You get what I'm saying? Anger management can help you in 1,000 ways that you think you don't know. You start talking about all the things in your life. That's what happens in anger management. So you take the classes and you talk to somebody. The person's helping you out and he tells you all the things that you're going through. Then he tells you all the health issues you can have when you're angry. Your cortisol levels go up and all these type of different things, right? And he asked you, how long do you stay angry? I remember I told him, I said, I was angry 30 minutes. He said, 30 minutes? I said, that's long? He said, brother, he was a brother. He was like, brother, that is crazy. I was like, damn, for real? I said, yeah, I'll be angry. I'll be mad. I gotta go on walks. He was like, yeah, that's he was like, man, he was like, yeah, you really gotta scale back. And he helped me out. And then while he's helping you out, after you're done, they give you worksheets and stuff like that. You gotta fill out these worksheets. While you fill out these worksheets, you writing about yourself. You're like, damn, what? Damn, maybe I can change that about myself. I can change this. I can change. There's so many different things, and as you go along your journey, it'll help you out tremendously. And that gives you power over yourself. You get what I'm saying? And what you want more is self-control over anything. Self-control will help you with your discipline. You know what I'm saying? So don't be, I had an ego for sure. I'm not big enough to not get help. You know what I'm saying? And brothers should be more open to that. You know, brothers so used to trying to just be extra strong and can handle it on their own, and you can't. Okay, you can't. Not that. That's not your skill. You know what I'm saying? And then when you obtain that skill, then you can see how you can help others. You know what I'm saying? I was helping brothers through my anger, so you can do the same thing. All right, let's go. James 4:14.
Book of James, chapter 4, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas ye know not what ye shall be tomorrow.
Right, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. Go ahead.
For what is your life?
What is life? What is your life, man? You know what I mean? Hold that, please. Give me examine yourself. Can you find that for me? Examine yourself, whether you're in the truth or not. Yeah, Khan says that's a real thing. Look it up. Just look up kids getting asthma because of cockroaches' carcasses. It's crazy. I was like, damn. Jeremiah brought that. I looked it up. I said, that's crazy. I said, the white man's the devil. He put cockroaches to attack your immune system and make you so you can't breathe and don't give a damn if you're living it or not. You know, today, those are called unlivable conditions. And you can sue whatever people you live, like you say you live in an apartment or something like that. At the time, those are projects. You can sue them for these unlivable conditions. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you had like mold in your crib, like it's not your house, but like, or even if you was renting it, you could sue the person who has the mold in the crib. Like now, today, they have people set up like that, like civil lawyers out coming there and be like, oh yeah, no, this is unlivable. You got a case. You know what I'm saying? You got roaches. Oh yeah, we got a case. You got ants too, by the way. You got a case. Yeah, they'll be like, hold on, send me pictures of these ants. You have a hill by your, you know, on the side of your crib that's infesting the house with ants. You got a case. Like now it's set up that way because of white people. Black people didn't give a damn. They didn't care about that. But when white people start getting on Section 8 and things like that, and they had those type of things, they had to set that in place. Of course, black people won because of that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Go ahead.
Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus, like Yahushua Mashiach, is in you.
Right. So now let's start from 13 and 1. Read again, please.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of 2 and 3.
Wait, my bad. 13 and 5. Excuse me. Start from 5 again from the top.
Look at 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
That's it right there. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Whether you be in the faith is the works, right? If you're doing the works, examine yourself like that. Always examine yourself, right? Sometimes we get beside ourselves. That's okay. As long as we can know that we was beside ourselves and we got to put ourselves in check. You understand? Right? Go ahead. Yes.
Prove your own self.
Now you got to prove it to yourself that you are in the faith. Prove it to yourself. Right. Go ahead.
Know ye not your own selves?
Don't you know yourselves? Right? Go ahead.
How that Yahushua Mashiach is in you.
Right. Christ is in you. The Lord is in you. He's with you. Go ahead.
Except ye be reprobate.
Except for you be reprobate. What's a reprobate?
That's like completely evil.
Yes. Some reprobate. Go ahead.
Rogue or like a person that's
now, rogue is good. Rogue, evil, simple. Someone who's simple. Simple is the best one, meaning like you don't gather what the Bible is saying at all. That's a reprobate. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand the breakdown of the Bible. You know what I mean? You don't understand the help that the Bible offers. You are a reprobate. Go ahead. You got it?
It says, reprobate, unprincipled person.
Yeah.
Good for nothing, villain.
Perfect. You're good for nothing. unless you good for nothing. That's what the Bible. That's what Paul said. Right? Go ahead.
Like this. Verse 6. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates.
You understand, right? You're an Israelite. You're not a reprobate. All right. All right. Let's go. James 4 and 4. It's like keep going on James 4 and 14.
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Whereas ye know not what ye shall be on the mark.
Mm-hmm.
For what is your life?
Right. Go ahead.
It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away.
That's what life is, man. A vapor that appeared for a little time and vanish away. Like even what the Lord said 1,000 years to him is like a day. We don't even live 1,000 years in 10 lifespans. You get what I'm saying? And to him, the Most High, it's like a day to him. That's in the Bible. So our life is just a short time. Boom, to get it right, to do right. And then they're able to do it right again and again. Luckily with us, we closer to him. We'll be in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's the place where we need to be, in the kingdom of heaven, under our power, under our laws and our society. You know what I'm saying? And where we're in power and we have slaves and all these, that's what the Lord said he's going to provide for us, slaves. Ain't that crazy? And everybody on the face of the earth after that is going to be a second-class citizen to us, paying us tribute. You know what I mean? Us being the #1 military power on the face of the earth. Can you imagine that, brothers? like brothers, like black men. Where a person think about eating a ham sandwich and a priest of God is popping from behind him with a sword. Like, you better think twice. You know what I mean? Like the Lord said, we're going back to our agricultural lifestyle. That's like medieval times. That's the type of lifestyle we're going to go into. But we think about that with the technology beyond this realm. You feel me? Think about that. And think about aerodynamics that don't even matter and no more. You know what I mean by that? Just think like you heard that precept where the Lord said, the thoughts have not entered your mind or what I got in store for you. So meaning like you move differently. You know what I'm saying? You think about teleport. It's not in the Bible, but these are the thoughts that enter my mind. So if these thoughts enter my mind, there's something else we can do for sure, right? You think about teleporting, moving around, or flying, and things like that in an element where, you know, like this science couldn't even understand, right? So I'll give you an example. In the Air Force, right, in white man's military, they're out in the sky somewhere all the time, and they always see chariots, right? And they talk about these chariots on like podcasts and stuff like that, and they talk about how the chariots move when they see them. And the chariots was moving like they never seen before, like, you know, left, right at a crazy, you know, faster than what's that speed that Mach, you know, faster than Mach, right? So faster than Mach 1, Mach 2, whatever. And then the thing is going so fast that can go underwater, so at the same speed, and come back up in the sky and go back into the water. You know what I mean? And they're reporting these sightings like, this is insane. This is something we can't even challenge. You know what I mean? They're telling, they're smart devils, and they're like, yeah, this is something that's way beyond us. Like, we couldn't even see these people if they was to attack us. And these people never attacked it because they are angels, right? Angels on the pride, going about every area that the Lord gives them to go check out, right? They're going everywhere they need to go. And these white devils is talking about them all the time because they see them. You know, cats would be flying their jet and there'd be 2 chariots on the side of them. They like don't know what to do, and the chariots just get on. You know what I mean? So they like, yeah, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then the Bible talks about how they move the same way. The same way the devil was talking about how the chariots was moving is the same way they move in the Bible, and explained in the Bible just the same way. Left, right, up, down. You get what I mean? Same thing. Something that they can't master. You understand? So, anyways, let's go more. Let's get the last precept. Let me get 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. This is what you will call hope after death. What's going to happen after death? We'll read 3 precepts and then we're going to get out of here, all right?
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 51.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep.
One more time.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep.
You understand that, right? Meaning all of us are not going to die. If some of us are going to die, most high in Christ. That's good. The Lord said he preserved the souls of them that are going back. Well, you know what I mean? So there's going to be people, literally, this is in the Bible, who are going to come out the damn earth. You know, something that's just like, you can't even imagine. Of course, this is in the Bible as well. I'll give you an example. This is in the Bible where it was I forget what the day is called. I'm pretty sure you heard of this, where the people who were dead came out their graves, out their tombstones. Meaning, tombstones back in the day wasn't under the earth. It was more like in the earth. You know what I mean? So like they would put them in something and cover with rocks. So instead of bury them, they'll, put them in something and cover them rocks. These cats that were dead, this is in the Bible, all came back to life and went to go visit their family. Y'all ever heard it before? You heard it before, and that's not right. This is in the Bible. I forget what chapter. I can find it for you, of course, but I think it's Matthew, where they came to the Lord. The Lord did something, and they were dead men and women, and the Lord did a miracle where these cats came out, moved the damn tombstone, walked out of their damn, we used to wrap people when we die. We wrap them, right? That's how we properly bury somebody, wrap them up, boom, put them away. These guys woke up and removed their tomb and went to go visit their families. You got it? Go ahead. Matthew 27:52. Read it for me.
The book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 52.
Mm-hmm.
And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose and came out of the graves after his resurrection.
Mm-hmm. After his resurrection, right? Go ahead.
Okay. And went into the holy city and appeared unto many.
And they appeared unto, you know how crazy this is? Imagine your uncle that's dead. Y'all buried him, last month, and he at the crib. Go ahead. They wasn't like hiding. They went into the city. Go ahead.
Okay. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose and came out of the graves after his resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared unto many.
Uh-huh.
Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Yahushua saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly this was the Son of God.
Now they like, yeah, I believe now. I believe now. I want to say that I think they scared of people so much they had to put them back to death. They had to kill them. Like, I could be wrong though. Does it go on more?
It goes to 55 and 56.
Let me hear it.
And many women were there, beholding afar off, which followed Yahushua from Galilee, ministering unto him.
No sweat. I want to. I could be wrong. I gotta look that up. But I think it was like too scary for the people, and I think they came in like state of emergency and put them to death. But I have to make sure before I teach that though. But yeah, that was the thing that happened. This was a real thing. So now there's a scripture in the Bible, in Thessalonians, right, where he talks about the trumpet is going to be sound, and those that are asleep first shall rise again with Christ. You heard that before? So those are people that are asleep. Those are actually dead people. You know what I mean? Actual dead people are in their graves, and the Lord is gonna bring them up with him and make them alive again. You understand? And go up with them. So I don't want you to be like this is some crazy nonsense, but it's real according to the Bible, and it happened in history. And if you go read, I got this book called oh my goodness, what is it called? Damn it! But I forgot the book name. But this is the Romans. It's the Romans outlook on what Christ was, not the Bible, right? So the Romans during that time used to write articles or whatever, and they talked about Christ. They talked about all the miracles he did, and they called him the most radical black leader that ever walked the face of the earth. And that was their account, not ours. You get what I'm saying? So they'll talk about Christ being radical, being black, and being feared by the government because of his power and his influence. You get what I mean? So let's go. Where we at? 15?
15.
Go ahead, Nasser.
I forgot his name too, like Cactus something.
Cactus what?
He was one of those philosophers that, well, he was a soldier who wrote about the time period of Christ trial.
Oh, okay.
Cactus something like that. He something.
You could be right. I don't sound too familiar, but you're right. You could be right. I forget the book name. I got the book at the crib. I ain't read it in a minute, but it was a book. And it's like the first like 20 pages of it too. It talks right about Christ. It's a good article in there. All right. Go finish 15.
1 Corinthians 15:51.
Mhm.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
We shall not all sleep, right? We're not all going to die, but we all will be changed, right? Go ahead.
Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
Perfect, right? The dead shall be raised incorruptible. So the Lord looks at you not like this. You are not only going to get on a chariot, but the Lord said you are going to change in a twinkling of an eye. You're going to be perfect. The Lord is going to have you in your perfect body. You get what I'm saying? That's how you're going to change. He's going to change you. There was a time where Christ, before he died, he looked a certain way. And then when he was resurrected, they didn't recognize him. So imagine someone having like you ever seen someone who was big, he lost weight, and then you don't even notice him? You're like, I didn't even know that was you. You ever seen someone like that before? Like literally, he came by the people and they didn't see him. The disciples didn't even recognize him. He looked different. Not like his face changed dramatically, like a different person, but he just looked, his appearance was different. You know what I mean? Like if you was to draw a picture of Christ before he was resurrected, he would be looking like a UPK brother. Big, tall, overweight. You know what I'm saying? Drinking. That's what they said about drinking. He was drinking and eating. Big brother, like taller than everybody. All that. They didn't recognize him when he came after he was resurrected. He came over looking like a different being. And then when he spoke to them, they was like, "Oh, damn, that's Christ." You feel what I'm saying? So the Lord is going to change you like that. You're going to be like that in the twinkling of an eye, right? Give me Revelations 21:4. When I think about a middle-aged UPK, but I think about that. It's like overweight, you big, because these brothers these brothers go to like 3 houses, eat dinners. They got a wife here, wife over there, they gotta go handle. You know what I mean? Gotta go eat 3 meals, work out 3 times as hard. Go ahead.
Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
One more time from the top, Slakia.
Book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
Right, so this was a happen, right? After everything, the Lord is going to wipe away your tears. Go ahead.
And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying.
Go ahead.
Neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
So, like, just imagine this time, like, all the things, all the pain that took you to get here, right? And you get to the kingdom, or you get to meet Christ, meet your king. You know what I'm saying? It will be like anything that you went through didn't even happen. That's literally what's going to be like. Anything that happened before that, like, it didn't even happen. That's in the Bible too. I forget what it says it just like that word. You know what I mean? It talks about all the things that you went through in life, and then you work up so much that everything that's behind you, you be just like it never happened. You feel me? And that's how our life is going to be in a quick second. That's why it's important for us. Well, I'll go over it next week, of course, but it's important for us to lock all the way in. You know what I mean? Lock all the way in. You got to take this time to take heed and look at it for what it is, and don't fall. You get what I mean? Don't fall. Being a UPK is an amazing thing because this is a place where you could absolutely make your election short, but you have to do it though. You understand, right? We can't make you do it. You're gonna have to do it on your own as well. And the Lord has to see fit that He has to get you on there. And don't leave though. Don't leave. Leaving is you already gone. That's out the battle right there. Stay right here. You know what I mean? Perfect yourself in the moment in the time, and be vigilant and be wise and measure the time. Right? That's what we're gonna do in here. We always measure the time. Anytime you see everyone saying, "Yeah, Christ's gonna come back," He coming back, that means He's not. You get what I'm saying? He's coming back when you're not thinking about it. That's when He's coming back. You understand? Like a thief with a knife. You don't ever say the thief is coming tonight, right? You don't ever be like, I'm ready. The thief is, just wait tonight. I'm gonna put him down. That's not how we think. We think it's about to be a regular night. You're finna go to bed and you about to get robbed. That's how you gotta think about it, though. Think about it like every day He can come tomorrow. That's how you gotta think. All right. So in the lieu of what's going on right now, this is just the beginning of it. You understand? All right, and next week we'll go over all those things and what it is. All right. With that, pass the cup over to priest and officer, not to Zach.
Man of Israel, Majin. Osiris face the teacher. Man of Israel, Majin Shabbat. Majin, Barak. Yahweh Shimyan Shabbat.
Yahweh Shimyan Shabbat.
Yachbatan, class dismissed.